Coach, tough loss against Mississauga. How would you describe your team's compete level today?
Sluggish at times early in the game. I do think our compete level certainly got better as the game went on. But the first period, we just didn't seem to have legs into us. I just felt like we weren't skating as much as they were. They're a competitive team. They play hard. And then the times we did break through for some chances, their goaltender was real sharp. I know he's young, but for a young goaltender in the league, he's as confident as I've seen a young goaltender that age come through. I know, guys here, Mikey DiPietro years ago was pretty good as a rookie as well too. But it's a tough league to step into at 16, and he certainly looks confident.
Yeah, I thought you guys responded for part of the second period, and then you give up a late goal there. We've talked about this before. Those late period goals seem to be a bugaboo about this team.
Yeah, they are, and some are certainly different than others. I do think we had a good second period. We got the shot totals up even. Again, we scored a goal in the power play. Again, you're down 2. You're trying to push to create a goal late in the period with 15 seconds left, and to give up a breakaway certainly hurts. There is that element of trying to push for offense, but also recognizing danger. Some of the, we could say it's a bugaboo too, but we've also scored goals in the last minute of 2 of the last 3 games as well too. It's, some of the goals going in are certainly, better quality than others, but as a group, we got to get better, and that's across the board, whether it's goaltending, defense, forwards, coaching, we all have to get better.
Looked like your team literally was fighting in that third period, trying to put something together, trying to do something positive down the stretch here. How do you ensure the team is playing well, creating good habits, that sort of thing down the stretch?
Yeah, there's no question. Obviously, the writing's on the wall in terms of where we sit from the rest of the season point of view. But there's still 9 games left for us to work on habits and setting a standard and trying to find out who wants to be here and who's going to take on contributing roles. I think some areas you could maybe experiment with trying a few different things just to keep attention going in the right direction. We tried a couple things in the face-offs in the third period that are a little bit different than what we had previously. So just making sure they're not hearing the same message all the way through, trying to give them something to focus on and finding good habits to zero in on here these last 9 games.
Do you find that maybe that was part of that third period, was maybe the frustration because things sort of haven't gone the way they'd hoped the last few games?
You'd be lying if you thought there wasn't a little bit of that element. Maybe we felt a little bit sorry for ourselves tonight, because I think in Flint, for large portions of both of those games, I thought we played pretty well. I thought we outplayed them, and then you look and you find yourself either in a game or down. And sometimes that's hard to comprehend when you think you're outplaying them, you think you're playing well, and they're finding ways to get goals. Tonight, I don't think that was the case. I thought they outplayed us, they outworked us. They were better than us in most aspects of the game. I think, and we had moments, and when we did break through on some of those chances, they were shut down by really good goaltending down there.
Davis's status at this point?
We'll have to reevaluate here. It doesn't look good, but we'll see what Doc says after tomorrow. But yeah, there's certainly, whether it be potential suspensions, injuries, we'll find out more tomorrow, I guess, on the status of some players.
Well, like there's an automatic too, right?
It is, yes. There is, a question of was it an instigator to initiate that second fight? So we'll have to wait and see how that comes down from the league.
Not exactly what you needed either with a road trip ahead.
Yeah, you go from 7D down pretty quick. So, but that's the nature of the game. That's the main reason why you don't commit to anything too early, because you don't know what could happen. There could be 3 fights in a period. Some guys could get hurt, or you could come out completely healthy. So it's just the ebbs and flows of hockey that you have to be willing to adapt to as they come.
I mean, this is still a pretty young team for the most part. How do you sort of help those guys? I mean, it's tough to go through this whole thing, this whole process at this point, but just to sort of keep their eye moving forward and looking forward to bigger and better things.
Yeah, there's no question we're a young team. I don't know the exact stats, but I have to think we'd be, if not the youngest team in the league, very close to it. You just have to focus on the elements of their game individually that can help them get better. the situations that happen the most in hockey, whether that's retrievals, killing plays in your own D zone, or trying to attack and create offense offensively. You've got to really work on the development element of their individual games and use these last 9 games as experience in those critical situations and find out who can play and maybe who is paddling upstream.
From a coach's perspective, can you take any solace in knowing there's sort of better days ahead?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, we've certainly, as I've said many times here, we've certainly had moments where we have shown that we can compete and win a game against Sault Ste. Marie and play well for spurts at a time. But when you're playing really good teams, and there's a lot of really good teams in the Western Conference, you've got to make sure you play 60 minutes, and you have to have contributions and good quality performances from everyone across the board. That's good forward play, good special team play, good play from your defense. You need your goaltenders to play well, and then you've got to be willing to and you got to do a good job coaching as well.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you very much.
You're never too old to play in the mud. The only thing that changes are the toys.
AJ, that was appeared to be a tough game for you guys to play in, a frustrating game. How would you characterize that game?
Yeah, I mean, we were down in the second period and we were battling. It was a great period for us after going down in the first and not having a great first period. But we came back in the second. We fought hard, and then we let it slip away at the end of the second period. I mean, we just got that's on us players. We got to manage the game better at the end, and we can't give up goals like that at the end. So.
Can you describe what that goal does? Does it take the winds out of your sails?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to keep fighting after that goal, and we're going to do everything to try to win. But when it goes from 3-1 to 4-1, it's a big jump at going into the third period because we kind of had the momentum, and then it got taken away from us when they scored that fourth goal.
You had a goal tonight. Describe your goal.
Yeah, so I was just trying to stand in front of the goalie, and it was a 5-on-3, I believe, and Abe's just shot one, and I tipped the rebound in, so it was credit to Abe's for shooting.
How do you think your year has gone? You now have 16 goals on the season.
Yeah, it was a very rough first start, but I kind of took the break to regroup, and the second half has been really, really good for me, so I just gotta keep improving and helping the team in any way I can.
I mean, with the way things have gone the last couple of weeks, I mean, when you're trying to pull back in, it's not gone the way you want. How do you sort of keep the momentum or keep the balance?
Yeah, we just got to take it day by day, game by game, just keep trying to get better as a team. And, we're close as a group, and we just got to keep going into each game and try and win it, because if we can just take it day by day, maybe we'll sneak into the playoffs. So. Is
that frustrating? I mean, you're a young team, there's growing pains and things like that, but I mean, is it hard to go through that?
Yeah, it is, because a lot of these games are very winnable games, and we had the lead, and then it gets taken away from us, and like tonight we were down 3-1, and then we gave up the fourth goal, and that kind of stinks for us. So we just got to keep battling.
Hi, I'm Dan Gemus, CEO of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. When you think real estate in Windsor and Essex County, think of the Dan Gemus Team. We're here to help every step of the way. Learn more at dangemus.com.
Anthony, how would you describe that game?
I think it's a game, we had chances, and I feel like one didn't capitalize. They had a good goalie there, and I think at the end it kind of got away from the game, kind of just let loose. Guys kind of, maybe fighting and doing stuff that isn't hockey related. But I think just, it's a game that for us, we obviously wish we can win those ones, but, sticking up for each other and just being in the battle is kind of what we're looking for.
You guys had chances on the power play and couldn't capitalize. Was it because of their goaltender, or is it just because you weren't efficient enough in those chances?
I think it's a bit of both. I mean, I know we had a post, we had chances, credit to their goalie too. He's a great goalie. So I think obviously for us, we got to bear down and execute those plays. But I think, sometimes just not your night. And I guess the puck went in wasn't ours tonight.
A few fights there in the third period. It seems like it's a close room because guys are sticking up for each other. Even though the season appears to be a lost season, how would you describe the room?
Kind of like what you said, we're all pretty close. We're all family. So obviously, if something happens out there, we stick up for each other and we try to, have each other's back.
You're mathematically still possible to make the playoffs here. What are you guys trying to accomplish down the stretch here?
I think kind of like you said, we're going to keep on battling until, we mathematically are out, or if, we're going to keep on going. So whatever happens, we're going to keep on, trying to play our best, trying to play in front of these fans because they come out every night. So kind of just playing our game and trying to win games at the end of the day.
I mean, 3-1 there late in the second, and they get that breakaway there in the last 10 seconds or whatever it is. I mean, that's kind of been a bit of a problem the last couple of games. Is that something that they've talked about, or is that just something, can you put a finger on what's going wrong with that? Or
Yeah, I think for sure something we talked about. And I think it's just, like it's been an issue, to be honest, all year. We have either goals in the first minute or goals in the last minute. And it's something we have to obviously tighten up, and, whatever, 10 games left, it's, coming to the end. So we're just trying to create good habits, bring them into, if we make it in, and then bring them into next year and be a team that, is competitive.
this Mississauga team isn't one you have to play more than twice a year, but it looked like there was, I don't know if that's frustration or if that's some carryover from the game you played them just after Christmas, but I mean, you guys have lost games, but you never usually have the frustration sort of come out on the ice.
Yeah, I think obviously we didn't like that we came in there and, beat them in their home rink in December, whenever it was. So there was a little bit of that. And that game at the end, it got a little chippy. So, people remember those things. And coming into this game, from the start, there was hits, there was little plays like that. So, and then in the third, guys we're ultra competitive, we all are. So it's kind of natural for everyone to kind of be a little competitive and show some frustration like that.
Hi, I'm Dan Gemus, CEO of the Dan Gemus Real Estate Team. When you think real estate in Windsor and Essex County, think of the Dan Gemus Team. We're here to help every step of the way. Learn more at dangemus.com.